Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yummy. It's Yummy. My name is Yummy, and I make college art and travel related videos. And for today's video, I'm going to be telling you what it was like studying abroad in Paris as an American. I loved it. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved studying abroad. It is like one of the most amazing things to happen to me in my entire life. I think about my life in Paris every day, and I'm sad because I'm not there anymore. I was born to be in Paris. Emily in Paris, Yomi in Paris. Come on. So I'm going to be telling you what it was like studying in Paris. So number one, I met so many international students from all over the world, from Mexico, from Ukraine, from many different countries, Argentina, all around the world. But most of the international students I met were from Europe, from other countries within the European Union, because there's this program called Erasmus, where students from the European Union can study in other locations around the world. So number two, I had so many Italian friends. I'm not saying this will be your experience when you study abroad, but for some reason at my university, there were so many Italian international students. Like probably over half of the international students who were like exchange students for the semester were Italian. And even like when I would go on international trips and stuff, like a lot of the people would be Italian. And yeah, I think just people in Italy tend to study abroad a lot. I don't know. But I had a great time meeting friends from all over Italy. From Milan, from Roma, from Venezia, from everywhere in Italy. It was amazing. So number three, I experienced the beautiful nightlife. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Paris is so beautiful at night. It's literally the most beautiful city. The light, it graces your face. It graces the streets. It reflects back when it rains. The nightlife is beautiful. Going to cafes and bars at night. I would go dancing with my friends, and we would go to these international student parties. We went to a boat party once. So like every weekend I was hanging out with my friends, who happened to be Italian. Most of them were Italian, not all of them. But we would go out every weekend and like have fun and like just experience the beautiful nightlife in Paris. Because when you're in Europe, you gotta experience the nightlife. Not in every country, but a lot of countries have great nightlife. Like Paris. Number four, traveling every weekend to a different city in France or a different country in Europe. That was my experience. I spent so much money. Too much money, oh my gosh. But I was traveling every weekend to cities like Toulouse, to cities in Auvergne, seeing the beautiful nature in France, going to different countries in Europe, and even places in Africa. I went to Morocco, I went to Tunisia, I went to Belgium, I went to Barcelona. I went everywhere. I went to Milano. It was amazing. I saw the Duomo. It was romantic. Going to so many different countries around the two continents, Africa and Europe, because Europe is so small. It's near Africa. It's near Asia. You can go to many different places. I know people went to Turkey. People went to Norway. People went to Sweden. Like a lot of my friends, I think almost all of my friends who were studying abroad, even my European friends, at least went to one other country while they were there in Paris. Because it's inexpensive. You can buy a €20 flight, which is like a $25 flight. It's inexpensive. But if you want to do that, if you want to be traveling every weekend, plan ahead because it can get pricey because those flights will build up, those reservations, staying in hotels or in hostels, buying food, because in some countries in Europe, food is so expensive. So make sure you plan accordingly. And also, if you're a souvenir guy like me, oh my gosh, I love souvenirs. You're going to want to buy all the souvenirs. So you got to plan ahead and save up. Number five, all of my classes at my university were 3 hours long and met once a week. I'm not saying all universities in Paris are like this, but Paris 8, where I went to university, all of the classes were 3 hours long and met once a week. I had like 7 classes at my university, and I had 1 class through Brown, my home university. So I had 8 classes in total. Number 6, it took me an hour to get to my university every single day. For an American, for someone from the United States of America, to go to university for an hour every day in the metro. That is crazy. That is unheard of. We don't even have metros. But it took me an hour to get there and an hour back. So you best believe I would only go to the university once a day. Because imagine I forgot my book bag at home. Or my notebook. Or my assignment. No, I had to plan ahead. I had to plan when I would eat at my university, because my university had this program where the lunch and the breakfast, everything, the meals were only €3 each. And if you were on scholarship, like I was, the meals were only €1 each, which is like $1.25 or something, right? Very inexpensive. So I would plan when I would eat, when I would take my classes, so that I could be there for the day. Yeah, it was very strenuous being on the metro for such a long period of time, but it forces you to listen to music, to read, to think about your thoughts, to have existential crises. It happens. Number 7, experiencing a new side of Paris in each arrondissement. And you're like, what the frick is an arrondissement? When I first went to France, I've only been to France twice, but I'm highly grateful for it. I was like, what the frick is an arrondissement? Arrondissement. What is that? I didn't know, but an arrondissement is basically like a borough. So if you're familiar with New York City, like there's the Bronx, there's Brooklyn, there's Queens, there's the 5 different boroughs, right? So Paris basically has 20 different boroughs within the city. And they each have their own culture, different ethnic demographics, different things they're known for, like museums or monuments, and different architecture. Some arrondissements are more artsy, some are more touristy, some are more residential, some are very rich, some are very poor, and even like arrondissements that are like very rich also have poor areas, or arrondissements that tend to be very poor tend to have very rich areas. Like if you're in the 18th or 19th or 20th arrondissement, there are a lot of people from West Africa and from Northern Africa, like Morocco and Tunisia and Algeria and Senegal and Congo. Like you'll find people from, like, every arrondissement has a different demographic, right? So in some arrondissements you will barely see a black person, but in others, like, you'll just see black people on every corner of the street. So you get different sense of culture, and based off of what cultures live in the arrondissement, you'll have different types of restaurants. So it's really cool. So I really advise you to go to all the different arrondissements. I'm pretty sure I've been to all 20. Like in my Sociologie du Paris class that I took for Brown in Paris, we traveled throughout the arrondissements, and we would do walking tours for 3, 4, 5 hours, just walking around an arrondissement for the entire day. And it was great. I learned so much about Paris and the different sectors of Paris. So if you want like Central African cuisine and to get your hair braided, you can be in the 18th arrondissement for the day. And if the next day you want to go to the Louvre, you could visit that arrondissement. And you could go to the Quartier Latin in either the 4th or 5th arrondissement, where there are a lot of comic book shops and other things to do. So there's so much to do in Paris. Number 8, learning new languages. I took 3 different language classes in France. I took languages that I would not normally be able to access in the United States. So I took Berber, which is the indigenous language of North Africa before Arabic came into North Africa, which there still are a lot of Berber speakers today. But I took Berber in my university. I took Catalan, which is a regional language of Spain. And I've been hearing about Catalan for many years, and I thought it was cool, because when can I learn Catalan in the United States? There's not many universities that offer it. And then I also took Portuguese, which I'm taking now in my home university in the United States. But it's really interesting learning 3 new languages at the same time as a beginner in French. So all my classes were in French. So I was learning how to say tudo bem, bom dia in French. So it was really cool. It really worked my mind. I was going crazy, suffering. Number 9, I was going to castles, museums, and palaces every single week. I felt like a king. I felt like a prince, the Prince of France. They should have crowned me the next emperor. No, but it was amazing. Castles, museums, palaces. We don't have this everywhere in the United States. So I was going somewhere new every week in France. And if I wasn't going to a castle in France, I was like visiting for the weekends, like Fridays. Like Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sunday mornings, I would also be doing the same type of thing in other European countries. Number 10, Paris isn't boring. Like, people may say Paris is dirty. People may say Parisian people are rude. I don't think Paris is dirty, but some people think it is. But Paris, no one can say Paris is boring. It's beautiful. There's so many things to do. You may not like it, which I don't understand why people don't like it, but everyone has their own opinions. But you cannot say Paris is boring. There's so much to do. I loved it. It was amazing. It was amazing. Amazing. There's so many museums, so many historical monuments. You'll just go to a place and you'll be like, oh, I learned about this place in history. I'm like, oh, Versailles, which isn't in Paris, it's outside of Paris, it's in the suburbs, but be like, oh, I learned about this in history. Or you'll be in Bastille, you'll be like in a historical place that you learned about in the 1700s time period or the 1800s, and you'll be there in the modern day France, which is really cool. There's so many different art museums, art exhibits. There's so many like concerts in Paris. I went to a concert, the first concert I've ever really been to. Maître Gims, I saw him perform for my birthday. It was really cool. So Paris is not boring. There's so much to do. Number 11, seeing the Eiffel Tower while casually walking. You'll just be walking down the street, carrying your groceries, lamenting about life, and Tour Eiffel, c'est là, right in front of you, glittering at night. It's beautiful. It makes you want to cry. And sometimes they'll light it up different colors for special events, like for breast cancer awareness. They'll light it up pink. Sometimes they'll light it up with the tricolors of red, white, and blue from the French flag. It's just a beautiful experience. You can't complain. Yeah, so that's it. My experience in Paris was amazing. I lived in an apartment for young people, and I made so many friends, and I was hanging out with people from Portugal. I was hanging out with people from Italy. I don't know why I pronounce it like that. People from England, people from France, people from Toulouse, people from Lyon, people from Marseille, people from Canada. Actually, no, I didn't meet any Canadians. People from United States, from California. I mean, people from everywhere. And we all were hanging out together, and we're a family. So if you're thinking about studying abroad in France, yes, you should. Everyone should. And yes, I speak French. I speak of the French. I do. So I got around quite easily. And yes, my classes were all in French. Was it difficult? Not really. There were some times where I didn't understand the professor's instructions, really, but sometimes, you know, I would just ask them, hey, I didn't understand, or they knew I was an international student, they knew I was from the United States, and they know people from the United States do not speak French, except in Louisiana. So they were understanding. And, yeah. Go to France, go to Paris. Amazing. I loved it. You should love it. Go. Like, comment, subscribe. Merci beaucoup. Merci. Subscribe to my channel. Bonne journée, bonne soirée. I'll see you. And follow me on Instagram at eds_yummy. Thank you. Bye.